What's up? You are listening to Sea Lunch Sports. This is Kennedy Curley. Hayden Klinkhammer's over there in his ugly Saints jersey, and then you got Ian Sellers. And we're pretty much transitioning to football right now. There hasn't been much in basketball, but we've talked a lot about it. It's been a little bit of a dead period there, but football is coming up. It just feels. I'm so excited. I know y'all are excited.
Pumped, man.
I wake up every morning. I'm like, man, we're one day closer to watching the Cowboys play and win the Super Bowl. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna go there, but I'm really excited about that. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna do our division winning predictions, and then we're also gonna continue in the trend of top ranking lists. Last time we did wide receivers. If you haven't checked it out, you should. It's really entertaining, a little insightful. Go check that out. But today we're going to do running backs. That's pretty much what we have today. Real quick, if you haven't followed us on Twitter, @LunchSports, follow us on Twitter. DM us unless you're a Rosh. Talk about anything, follow us at @LunchSports. But continuing on our talk, we are going to go ahead and just start our division winning list. Who's going to win each division? I think it would be a nice idea to start in the AFC because we're all NFC team fans. So we could start. So why don't we start with the AFC East? And I think everyone probably has the same answer here. But
yes.
New England.
Yep, New England.
I have New England.
I think that's pretty easy.
I will say this. The Jets are getting closer.
They're getting better. If closer's more than 4 wins, they're getting closer. But they're better. They're not going to compete.
Even some of their games from last year,
they were close.
Four of their losses were by single digits.
Yeah. Wasn't Sam Darnold's first game 5 interceptions?
Yeah, and then finally, it takes time. It takes time. I think people don't realize that Patrick Mahomes literally sat a whole season and watched NFL players. So I think people.
And it helped him so much.
1,000%.
Well, this is completely off topic, but I think it helps anybody in any sport. If you come into the league and you sit on a professional bench for a year and you watch, that's why I think second-year players that don't play their first year shouldn't be considered for MVP. But that's a completely different topic, and I know you guys don't agree with me. So,
yeah, no, I mean I think it's a fair point, but I do think that anytime you sit behind someone, especially someone like Alex Smith or in Aaron Rodgers' case, Brett Favre, someone like that, I think that's always going to be beneficial for you. Sam Darnold, I think he could have. I actually wasn't as big on Sam Darnold as a lot of people were, and I'm still not. But I do think I'm not going to say that he's a bad quarterback or that he's a bad prospect. I just didn't think that he was the same type of prospect as, I don't know, even Pat Mahomes or Deshaun. I would have taken all of those guys over Sam Darnold if they were in the same draft. Even what's his name, Trubisky. I think that Sam Darnold could be better than Trubisky though. But at the time, I probably would have taken Trubisky. I don't know. I think that this division is pretty easy. The Patriots always win it. I don't see any reason unless Tom Brady gets hurt or something like that. And even then, I think that.
But exactly, yeah. I mean, I think at most the Jets win 9 games, and that's if everything really comes together. And who'd they even hire as their coach? Who's the coach in New York?
It's
Isn't it the same guy?
It's the same guy.
It's still Boyles?
Yeah, it's Boyles.
Riles, whatever his name is.
Riles. Art Riles.
No.
You're thinking college.
I know. I know. No, his name is Boyles, isn't it?
Todd Boyles, something like that.
Todd Bowles, I think it's Todd Bowles.
Yeah, something like that. Either way.
Yeah. Well, we can move on to the next one. I think that we all understand the Patriots are probably going to win that division. AFC North. This one, I think this is actually the closest division myself. You got the Browns, Ravens, and Steelers all contending for the top of this division.
Dude.
What'd you say?
Well, Cincinnati.
A good one, Ian. Good one.
Joke.
I think that I've got the Browns. I really wanted to convince myself that the Ravens would win it, and I think that I would give them the next best chance just because they lost Weddle, but they replaced him with Earl Thomas. They lost C.J. Mosley, but they could replace. I think linebackers are a little bit more easily replaceable in the league than probably any other defensive position. Not to say that he wasn't valuable, but just I think that they'll be fine there. Their defense is always great.
Yeah.
And then Mark Ingram was a big pickup for them, so I think I could see them doing it, but the Browns just have too much talent. Getting Odell Beckham was big. We talked about Sam Darnold getting better in his second year, but Baker Mayfield could get a lot. But he had a really good rookie season, in my opinion, and I think that he's going to get better, especially with the weapons that he has. And still got Myles Garrett. You still have pass rushers there. I mean, I try to convince myself to go against the grain. Everyone's saying the Browns, it seems like, but I just can't do it. I have to pick the Browns.
It's hard, yeah.
The Browns they're the entertaining team just because they've been the butt of the joke for so long, and now they're coming into their own. So everyone's gonna hop on that wagon. But it's gonna be hard for anyone to pick against them because they have so much young talent that they've been drafting over the past 4 or 5 years. All those players right now are coming into their own, and I can't think of a better receiving core than Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, and Antonio Callaway. And then you've got David Njoku as a tight end.
Quick question.
Quick answer.
OBJ and Jarvis Landry went where?
Went to LSU. They're best buddies.
Okay. All right. Both were drafted in the same class, by the way. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So they're going to be a tough team to beat. I probably have them winning 11 games and Baltimore winning 10.
Wow.
I could see it. I actually don't think their schedule was that bad either. I was looking at it right before, just to verify. But I think, they both have the Rams on there, and I think the Patriots. But outside of that, the rest of their schedule is pretty winnable. So I could see both of them getting 11 or 10. I could see that happening.
Yeah. And I think Baltimore is a good pick as a wild card team. Did y'all do wild cards? I didn't do wild card.
No, we didn't.
We could, but it would kind of be on the fly.
Yeah,
they could be a wild.
I think they've got a good chance to be one of the wild card teams.
Yeah,
interesting. I agree with the Browns. Too much talent. Like Ian said, probably the best receiving core in the NFL. Baker Mayfield's getting better. Is only going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterback is huge in the NFL. Most important position by far. But I actually have the runner-up as the Steelers.
I think the Steelers are going to be very good. 8 games.
They'll be about as good as they were last year, but I think that they have to be talked about.
I get what you're saying about the Ravens. I do. My boy Mark. They added my boy Mark, which hurt. That hurt, by the way.
It's going to hurt next season.
Wait, where did he go? I'm just kidding.
He went to Baltimore. Oh, he went to that trash school in Alabama.
Yeah. I don't like Alabama. I just had to say that.
Yeah, I know.
I wish I got to do that. I wish we could talk about players and I could say where did he go.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We talked about the Browns real quick. Myles Garrett did go to A&M. Continue.
Hey, that Chargers tight end, where did he go?
Oh, Hunter Henry. You mean who can't?
Where did he go?
Where
did he go?
He can't stay on the field for more than 3 games a season.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, that feels pretty bad.
It's tough. It's tough.
Hey,
y'all watch out for in the next 2 years, Cheyenne O'Grady. He's going to come out of Arkansas and he's going to be the best tight end in the league.
Y'all got our boy Nick Starkle, quarterback.
Yeah, let's get off this topic. I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I could see the Steelers being the runners-up, but also, I agree with the Ravens. I forgot about they added Earl Thomas, to be honest. That's an upgrade over Eric Weddle, I think, and I don't think it's close.
Yep.
I think C.J. Mosley hurts, but like you said, it's inside linebacker, so that's a bit easier to replace than some other positions. So I don't know. I go back and forth with that, but I think the Browns still win the division. And I actually have them winning 12 games, but that's just me.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know. I think that they're a little new, but I could see the Ravens squeaking it out only because the Browns are a little newer with each other. There are a lot of, Odell Beckham. We don't know what that's going to look like. Baker Mayfield's still young, but I still think that there's so much talent on that team, and I just can't. I can't pick against them. I have to pick them. But let's see. So we're all in agreement about the Patriots and the Browns. What were we saying?
I mean, I think Cleveland's going to win, but like Hayden was saying, if the Ravens win and the Browns are right behind him, not going to be all that shocked. So I think the Ravens are a little underrated, but I do too. I still think Cleveland will win the division.
Yeah.
So AFC South, I know that we had some issue. I know I thought it was tough. Ian mentioned that you thought it was tough.
This is the toughest one. This is the last one I did. This took me a minute.
Yeah. I have the Colts personally. I almost picked the Texans just because we were raving about DeAndre Hopkins the other day being the best receiver in the league. Or I said number 2. You said number 1. Last year probably he was the best. But Deshaun Watson, I think he's great. I think that they have a decent defense. But I think that the Colts, just the way that they're shaped up, and they've actually they've made a solid offensive line. They have Andrew Luck back. They can finally protect him. Last year they were actually really impressive. And, I think one guy I'm interested in seeing develop this year is Malik Hooker. He came into pros his last season in Ohio State. He had, I believe, 9 interceptions, which is crazy, especially in college. And it's his 3rd season, so it should be a pretty big jump for him. They have that linebacker. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name, but they have some solid defensive pieces on their team that I think are going to continue to grow. And so I think that I'm picking them just over the Texans, who might be my wild card team. If we're doing wild cards, I think that they would be one to look out for as well. But yeah, my pick is the Colts.
This one was really tough for me. I think you're going to have 2 teams make the playoffs, 1 good team miss the playoffs, and 1 team that's solid that looks worse than they actually are because they lost some division games. I think Jacksonville is going to be better. I think it's one of the better divisions in football, and I think they're evenly matched. I picked Tennessee to win the division.
Huh?
Yeah, I picked Tennessee to win the division. I think Houston's going to come in second. I think they're going to be your other wild card team, and I think Colts miss out.
Okay, the one thing I will say about Tennessee is
they're young and they're talented.
One of their biggest problems this year, or one of the biggest problems in the past, was the health of Marcus Mariota.
Yep.
But
and he's plateaued. And I love Marcus Mariota, but
I like him. My only thing is his health always is an issue, but they did get Ryan Tannehill, who I think is actually a decent backup. If Mariota's going to miss a few games, I would definitely still pick them as a potential winner in any of those games with Tannehill. Not that he's great, but as a backup, I think he might be the best backup in the league. And I think he's still a capable starter somewhere, but just not on a great team. So I think I could see that. I didn't even really think about them, but I could see that.
Yeah, I think they're a very young team. They're a very talented team. And you think Marcus Mariota's reached his peak? You think he's as good as he's going to be?
I think he's plateaued, and I really like Marcus Mariota. I would have taken him, out over Jameis coming out of.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, out of college, but.
Yeah, I think he's had some. He's had some rough roster around him, but I think they've got a good young team, and I think we've gotten close, but I think he's got a little bit more left in the tank, and I think you'll probably see it if he stays healthy. So I've got them coming out of the AFC South.
Okay.
I respect it.
All right.
I told you I was going to throw you for a loop a little bit.
No, I didn't even think about that. I give you credit for that.
All of ours are different. I like
I mean,
it.
I still think the Colts are going to do it, but I respect it. I do.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's it.
Okay.
That's Hayden. The reason I had such a hard time is because I was like, Houston's going to be good. So
I just think Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins are gonna rip people a new one. But the only issue, I have Houston winning the division. I think that 1-2 punch is almost as good as it can get. My only issue is they didn't really address the biggest issue last year, which was the offensive line.
Yeah.
So if Mariota has to run, or not Mariota, if Deshaun Watson has to run for his life again, I think that throws some loopholes in that, and that's when I could see the Colts overtaking them. I didn't even think about Tennessee. If Mariota improves, that's going to be tough. That's going to be a good division. Jacksonville's trash. I feel so bad.
Are they though, man?
Okay, so let's talk about Jacksonville for a second. They got Nick Foles, right?
Yes.
Leonard Fournette, if he can stay healthy, we haven't seen the best of him yet, but he had a pretty decent rookie season, right? I mean, it was 3.9 yards a carry as a rookie, isn't that bad?
Yeah.
It wasn't. I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was really good for a rookie. And then last year he kind of fell off, especially with the injuries. But Leonard Fournette's still one of the most. Shut up! I know my fantasy. All fantasy owners listening to this who have Leonard Fournette, I'm with you. All right, we had the struggle together. But anyway, Leonard Fournette, I think, is still one of the most talented running backs in the league. So I could see them getting better. Jalen Ramsey's still on that team. They have defensive talent, but I still think they're the worst team in that division, especially when you talk about the Titans. And I think that the Texans. My only issue with the Texans is, besides the pass blocking, their running also isn't all that incredible either. Lamar Miller was decent. Great. He's okay. He's not going to make. Spoiler: he's not going to make my top 10 list. He's an average starting running back at best, in my opinion.
Okay, thank God, Ian. I was about to say if you have him in your top 10.
No, but don't you think if he had some help up there that he could be?
Maybe. I think he's a bottom half NFL running back.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Exactly. But Deshaun Watson also ran for 600 yards last year. So
yeah, that's true.
He's a bottom tier. He's a bottom half right now, but I don't think he doesn't have the potential to be top half. I'm not going to say he's top 10, but I think he's got the skill to be better than he's shown so far.
Yeah, I just think as he's getting older now, I mean, he's not old, but he's one of those guys that we were talking about.
He's had injury issues, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So I think that, I mean, you got him, and then you got Deontay Foreman, who was great at Texas, but then tore his Achilles in his rookie season, which is very unusual for someone that young. Normally that happens around your 30s or so. So I'm a little bit skeptical of the running game, which is why I didn't pick them.
Mm-hmm.
They're blocking as well. I got the Colts, but that is a tougher division. I will give you credit, Ian. I didn't think about the Jaguars kind of redeeming themselves or the Titans really stepping up. I still don't think it's going to happen, but I think that any of those teams could surprise any of us.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Sweet. Let's see. So
here's another close one.
Hayden, who did you say again?
I said the Texans with the runners-up being the Colts.
You got the Texans, I've got the Colts, and you've got the Titans, Ian.
Yes.
So we've got it. Okay, that's cool. That'll be a fun division.
Yeah, it will.
AFC West.
Okay, yes. The AFC
West. Before we start on the AFC West, let's promise right now that after the preseason, before week 1, we're going to do this again, and we're going to see if we all stay true to what we're thinking right now.
All right.
Because I think it's going to change.
And I think we should do wild cards then as well, because I'm seeing all these wild card teams. We said the Ravens could be a wild card team. We said that one of the Texans, Colts, Titans could be a wild card team. And then now I'm looking at this division, and you've got both the Chargers and the Chiefs, who were both 12-4 last season. I'm sticking with the Chiefs.
So after we do the West, let's go ahead and throw out 2 wild card teams.
Okay. You want to do that, Hayden?
Sure. Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Sounds great.
Ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
I'm gonna go ahead and say the Chiefs. I mean, I think that they're a Super Bowl contender. I think that personally, I would actually even take them maybe over the Patriots in this year's, AFC. But yeah, I mean, I think that they've made upgrades on their defense. Their defense still isn't elite, but I think that their offense is so explosive that they could win any game, anytime, any week. Tyreek Hill is coming back, not suspended anymore. You've got
Is defense still bad?
defense is bad. It's better, but it's bad.
Okay, bad. All right.
But man, that's a Pat Mahomes, man. You saw him last year. He went off, and I don't really see any signs of him having a sophomore slump other than he can go down just because he was already so high up. But even his down, I just don't see it being that like it's still going to be top 5 quarterback in the league in my opinion.
I completely agree.
So you've got him, Tyreek Hill. Maybe the running game could improve a little bit, but still got Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins is even someone who I think that occasionally he'll break out. And so that whole team, I'm just like, man, I don't see them losing more than 5 games. They're my division winner, but even if they miss out on division winning, I think that they have to be at least a wild card.
That's blasphemy. 3 games, my ass. But anyway.
What?
No. Ian said they're not going to lose 3 games.
Hey, I mean,
I've got the Chiefs winning. I've got them winning the division. I've got them winning the conference.
I've got them winning
I think
Super Bowl.
No, I definitely one of my Super Bowl favorites. Yeah, you know what? They might be my Super Bowl favorite. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to get better. I don't think he's going to fall off.
How do you get better from 50 touchdowns?
I'm not saying that he's going to get better or worse. I'm just saying if he does get worse, I don't think
he's not going to throw for as many touchdowns, but I think he's going to be a better player.
No. What'd you say? How many did you say?
52, but I was screwing with you.
Okay. So are you saying he's going to break Tom Brady's record?
No.
Okay.
No, but
I thought it was Peyton Manning's record now.
I think he's going to be
either way.
I think he's going to come into his own a little more as a quarterback. And it's not. I mean, do you think there's still people out there that think like, he came out and he had a great rookie season. We don't know who Patrick Mahomes is yet.
No, I think he caught a lot of people by surprise.
Yeah.
I actually wouldn't be.
So I got it. I don't think he's going to fall off.
I'm not going to say he'll fall off. I'm not going to say that. But I think going in expecting him to continue to catch people by surprise is
not going to happen.
That's
not going to happen.
So
you're going to know who Patrick Mahomes is, but he's a damn good quarterback.
Oh, in my opinion, he's probably the best quarterback in the NFL right now.
I think so too.
Right now.
Yeah, I won't argue that.
In terms of pure quarterback, I'd still take Brady in a big game. I'd still take Brady.
I saw that last year.
Yeah. But, I think, especially in the regular season, he'll be the best quarterback in the NFL. I know a lot of people talk about Aaron Rodgers, but
I won't be surprised if Patrick Mahomes. We saw him throw left-handed, and we saw him. Didn't we see him throw a no-look pass?
No-look passes.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some behind-the-back passes or some between the. I mean, he's just like. Yeah. I love Pat Mahomes.
Showtime.
Yeah, I don't know how he's gonna do it, but he's gonna make one of those throws again this year that we're just like, how did he do? He's just gonna do it for fun. A screen pass between his legs. That's what he's gonna do.
Okay.
Calling it right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Josh should be having our ass right now if you heard this. That's my quarterback.
I saw him in college.
So we all got. I assume we all have Kansas City.
I don't have Kansas City. No.
I have Kansas City.
I have Kansas City.
I have the Los Angeles motherfucking Chargers.
Of course you do.
You were wrong, but that's okay.
Go ahead. What's with you and quarterbacks over the age of 60?
The hell are you talking about? Phillip Rivers is not even the reason they're going to win the division.
What's the reason they're going to win the division?
They have a top 5 defense. They have a top 5 running back.
Let me look at my list real quick.
Kennedy, come on. Even if he's at number 5, stop. You're like Ian over.
I can't wait for this.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Wait, hold on. Were we talking about Melvin Gordon? Is that what that was?
Yeah.
I was.
Jesus.
So they have a top 5 running back. Go ahead.
Yeah. In my opinion, the Chiefs got worse. But basically they traded out parts on defense. Their defense is going to be atrocious again. Patrick Mahomes is going to have to throw for 50 touchdowns for them to even, have a chance.
For them to even what?
What?
Never mind. I thought you were going to say to even make the playoffs.
Oh, no. Again, okay, I'll go ahead and say it right now. They would be my number 1 wild card. But that's only because I think the Chargers go at least 12-4 again. And I don't see Kansas City repeating last year. I think they caught a lot of people off guard.
Hypothetically, what if Melvin Gordon says, I'm not playing for y'all because he didn't give me a contract?
Oh, it's a whole different conversation.
That changes.
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
But I will say this. It wouldn't be as big a loss as if he were anywhere else. I think Austin Eckler is, a decent, not on the Mark Ingram type backup running backs, but,
he was really, really solid.
He was effective. Exactly.
He averaged like 5.4 something like that yards per carry.
But no, I would pick Kansas City then still. I'm not saying Kansas City is it's going to be close. It's going to come down to one game, I think.
I do. Another question I have to ask you, because Ian and I both said that they're possible Super Bowl favorites. Do you have them as a Super Bowl contender?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But
I just want to make sure you're not being disrespectful to our Lord and Savior Patrick Mahomes.
Oh. Let me say this. Our ugly friend who is probably talking shit to me right now. I love Patrick Mahomes. Do not get me wrong. I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes is not I just said he's the best quarterback in the NFL.
So you think a Super Bowl contender with the best quarterback in the NFL is not going to win the division?
Because I have the Chargers going to the Super Bowl in the AFC.
Okay. Okay. No, I mean, it's okay. I will agree to disagree, only because I mean, they were 12-4. Both teams were 12-4 last year. And the Chargers, for everything that you said, they're top 5 defense potential. I don't know if I would say they're top 5, but they have definitely top 10.
Potentially.
I think they're the most complete team in that division, but that didn't stop them from losing the division last year. And I think that's not going to. I think that the Chiefs just are too talented, too hard to defend. Even though their defense is trash, I don't see anyone defending them. So that's my only reason.
Do they have a top 5 bottom defense in the NFL?
A bottom 5 defense? They might.
Bottom 10.
Bottom 10. Yeah. Last year they had a bottom 5 defense probably.
Okay. All right.
This year I think it could be a little bit better, but we'll see. We'll see.
We should see.
Moving to the NFC.
They're going to have a. Oh, hold on. Wild cards.
Wild cards. That's right. I'm sorry.
Mine are easy.
Okay, my top one is the Chargers.
My top one is the Chiefs, but only because, it goes back and forth. If the Chiefs win the division, then it's the Chargers.
Yeah.
My top one is Houston.
My second one is Houston.
My second one is the Chargers.
Second one is, I'm gonna say Baltimore.
Yeah, let me think about it. This was on the fly.
I'm gonna say Baltimore.
This was on the fly. So, real quick, I'm just gonna look at the Houston Texans, but explain why Baltimore.
First off, as many people who are on the Saints podcast team with me, not re-signing Mark Ingram is probably a top 5 saddest moment I've ever had as a Saints fan. So I think he's. So hear me out. I think he has potential in Baltimore to be a top 10 rusher this season in terms of
Not going to argue that.
Pure rushing yards.
I'm with that.
And also touchdowns because, he's a big-time goal line, run the ball in person. Also, he is a much better receiving back than people give him credit for, but only because Alvin Kamara is basically a receiver that plays running back. Yes,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm switching my pick. I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens as my second team. I actually like the Texans. I know that sometimes I give Houston a hard time, Houston fans, because sometimes their fans can be a little obnoxious, and we can too. So it's nothing. I mean, it is personal, but it's I love y'all at the end of the day. I love the Texans, but I'm looking at their schedule, and it's really, really tough. You got the Saints week 1 at New Orleans. You play at Los Angeles, the Chargers. I think that the Falcons are an improved team, and I think that that's a hard game. That's week 5. You have to play at Kansas City. That's week 6, and then you play Indianapolis. That's week. So there are a lot of those off division teams that I think that's just going to be really tough. They also play Baltimore head to head, and then their division is really tough too. I actually think it's a little tougher than the Ravens division overall.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the Ravens. Actually, I'm switching that up.
Because the Ravens basically get 2 free wins and at least 1 against Pittsburgh, I would go as far to say.
Yeah, and I don't think Lamar Jackson needs to be that incredible. I think he just needs to be able to move the chains with his legs.
Yeah. And everything I'm hearing, because just from following Mark Ingram, is that his passing is at least improving. So literally he could be a 60% passer, and I'd still put their defense and the fact that he's the best running quarterback, I think, in the NFL. Maybe depends what you like. Cam when healthy is pretty good, but he doesn't need to be, a top 10 quarterback for them to at least make the wild card. I will say
forgot that they added maybe the best safety in the NFL.
Yeah, he is the best safety in the NFL. When healthy, I don't think you take anyone else. Maybe, I don't know.
That's one thing I do love about the Ravens. They always prioritize defense. So I thought, if you cut Eric Weddle, maybe you draft someone. No, they decided that they wanted to get Earl Thomas. And I'm thinking, man, you need to maybe upgrade your offense, maybe get some receivers or something. They always make sure that their defense is top notch. And so I think that's going to carry them. I think that's always effective regular season, as long as you have an average offense.
Yeah.
Which Mark Ingram, I'm with you. I think that adding him, they already had. Who was their running back? It was Alex Collins. Yeah, and he's decent. I don't think he's great, but the two of them I think will be actually really solid.
Wait, where did he go to school?
He went to Arkansas. There you go.
Hey, but he's going to be a backup, so,
I know.
It's true.
Well, I mean, I think he is a backup in the NFL, but.
I mean, he was decent last year. He sat on my bench in fantasy, but, when I needed a plug and play.
It's one of I think there's such a big difference between a running back being a really good running back and a running back looking really good because the offensive line's good.
I agree.
And I think he's one of those that looks good.
All right, we'll get into that.
He looked good because the offensive line was good. Shut up. I know exactly what you're doing. I know what you're doing. If he's out, I need you to know. We'll get there, but if he's outside of the top 5, I will drive to your house and punch you in the face. No.
I'm not retarded.
Okay.
I'm not retarded.
Okay.
He's just not as high as you think he is.
I mean, he is, but
and we'll get to why. We'll get to why. I will say this: I will be the first one to admit. Just 3 days ago, whenever we did the last one, I had him as the number 1 running back in the NFL, but that was before I looked at everything. So don't worry, we'll get to that.
We'll
For
talk.
those of you that know, I'm talking about Ezekiel Elliott.
That's great. We will get to that. We will get to that. But real quick, let's finish this topic because I'm really excited to get to that one. But we should finish this division. Division predictions. NFC East. Should we start there?
Yes,
we did AFC East first. Let's do NFC East.
Let's start there.
All right. Hayden, I know you always like to
Y'all
talk fast. We'll
you want me to start?
Yeah, you can go ahead and start.
Okay. I've got your Giants winning the division. No, I've got the Dallas Cowboys winning the division, and the Eagles are going to be. Did I make him mad?
Sorry, I had to take a break for a second.
Did you readjust?
Yeah.
Cowboys will win the division. They'll win 11, and Philly will win 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
11 games for the Dallas Cowboys.
Games.
The walking mistake, the Dallas Cowboys.
You know, I'm gonna say the Dallas Cowboys win the division too. And I actually was trying to think of every reason why I would pick the Eagles, and I think that there's good reason to pick. I'm telling you the truth. I almost wanted to pick the Eagles just to be pleasantly surprised if the Cowboys win. But I do think that the Cowboys are overall a well-rounded team. Defensively, the only real weakness there is maybe safety, and even safety wasn't that bad. It just was the biggest weakness. What'd you say?
I said they're a well-rounded team except at the most important position.
Yeah, and he doesn't need to be that great to win the division, in my opinion. You know, you have a good offensive line. You have Zeke. You have Amari Cooper, and Jason Witten is back. He's not going to be like a top-tier tight end, but Jason Witten was always a consistent first down, chain mover and blocker. Even if he's just a leader, I think that they couldn't have gotten worse by bringing him back. That's my only point.
We've got.
They didn't lose any tight ends.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't lose Connor Goodwin.
No, but I think Jason Witten is going to be completely fine. There's already chemistry there. Michael Gallup could get better. They really didn't lose that many guys offensively, and they were already a decent offensive team. If Dak plays the way that he did second half with Amari Cooper, and I think that that's certainly possible because Amari Cooper's on the team. I think that the Cowboys win the division. The other thing is I was thinking about the Eagles, and I can't bank it. I can't bank my prediction on Carson Wentz playing a full season. I have to see it first, and so that's one of the reasons.
And who's going to bail him out now?
I mean, that's a fair point too. I think that last thing I'm going to say. I actually think that they both could win 11 games. I would actually probably have it that close, but I think that the Cowboys generally are better against division opponents than the Eagles are. Even when the Cowboys went 4-12 a few years ago, they were 3-3 in division. I mean, they're normally good against division opponents. They normally split one with the Eagles, and outside of that, they pretty much own the Giants, other than when the Giants were winning Super Bowls, but that's not the Giants anymore. Redskins are bad. The Cowboys, I think, are going to win this division.
Yep. I think the Cowboys have 3 positions that are weaker than a Super Bowl contenders should be, and I think that's holding us back.
Hang on. No. We're not going to gloss over that. Did you just say the Dallas Cowboys are a Super Bowl contender?
Who?
Ian.
Oh.
Yeah, you. Yes.
I'm not going to put them as a flat-out Super Bowl contender right now.
Okay, thank you.
For the 3 reasons I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
Safety is the glaring one.
Jeff Heath.
Yeah, exactly. He's either going to have to play out of his mind. He's going to have to be a much better player than I think he is.
My boy Jeffrey.
Or I don't know. I was really banking on Earl Thomas, but that didn't happen. Tight end. I love Jason Witten. Not going to be very effective. Rico Gathers is not good. Dalton Schultz is not good.
Connor Garber.
It's not Connor. It's a
Blake Jarwin.
Blake Jarwin. Yeah, he's not good, and he was a starter. That's a very weak position, and kicker.
Okay, kicker. I agree. Okay, I agree.
I'm not a Brett Maher guy.
I'm not a Brett Maher guy either. I think that could end up kicking the Cowboys in the butt. You know how the Cowboys always they always have that moment that is just it makes your heart drop. I think kicker has the biggest potential there. My thing is, I don't think you need to have a tight end to be a Super Bowl contender. I think it.
You don't.
I think it certainly helps, but I think that as far as tight end, I think it's about as similar as if your tight end can block. That's really all I need from a tight end. If you can catch the ball too, that's great. But as long as you can block, I think that you will be fine. And I think Jason Witten can do that. The other thing is safety. I think safety is the biggest weakness on the Cowboys defense. I don't think it's overwhelmingly bad. I just think it's average at best. And to me, that's not a giant hole. It's just a hole. So I think that the defense was still successful with the safeties that we had last season. You added George Ilaka. I think that the defense still could be really successful despite not really improving that because it was already successful last year. You see what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
The positions really didn't change that much. Still not our best position. I say I'm sorry to, sound unprofessional, but the Cowboys lack great safeties, but their safeties I think are good enough. So that's my final thought on the Cowboys. And who do you have? I bet it's the Cowboys, and you just been
no.
troll.
I think he's going to say the Eagles, and I think he's going to spew out crap.
They both win 10 games, but the Philadelphia Eagles win the division, and just barely. It comes down to the last day. Anyway, while he's gone, let me explain. The okay. Everyone that is still listening, the Cowboys, as our favorite person ever, Stephen A. Smith always says the Cowboys are the team that will continue to build your hopes and then break your heart in the best possible way that they can because they're their Dallas Cowboys.
Hayden, you're trash.
Okay.
You're trash. But no, I'm just playing with you. The Eagles could win the division, and
They both will win 10 games. And I think it will be close. I think it will come down to the last day. If I'm not mistaken, let me pull up the Cowboys schedule real quickly. Yes.
We're wasting too much time on your crap opinion.
Nice jersey, Ian.
People are gonna be very mad at us.
Got this old-fashioned sweatshirt.
So. Let me say this. Actually, it'll come down to week 16 in Philly. December 22nd.
And Carson Wentz probably won't even play in the game because he'll have a torn ACL.
And yet, it will be cold, and Dak Prescott will find a way to miss 10 open throws. And yes, go ahead. Good.
You are such a big Dak hater, man.
Didn't the Cowboys win at Philly last year, late in the season?
They did, indeed. Yes, they did.
Just wanted to throw that out there.
Indeed, they did.
We lost early in the season to Philly at Dallas, right? And we beat them in Philly.
Yes, indeed.
I remember Amari Cooper went off, and that was wonderful for my fantasy team.
Was that the overtime game where he scored 3 times?
Yeah.
Where the ball was tipped and then he caught it?
Yeah.
I was watching this morning. I watched a 30-minute video. This is so off topic. I watched a 30-minute video on the top NFL plays, top 100 NFL plays last season. That was number 6.
Oh, it was great. And the thing I loved about that overtime was the Cowboys. The Eagles didn't touch the ball.
No, we drove.
I think it got to a 2-minute warning. The Cowboys just controlled the clock the whole time.
Our only
Stuff like that.
Zeke came out of the backfield and ran up the right sideline for like a 20-some-yard gain, and I think that was the biggest play on that drive. But other than that, it was nickel and diamond down the field, and then Amari caught that tip.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Hayden, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted.
No, you're good. Who is starting at quarterback for the Eagles in that game in Philly?
Week 16?
Yep.
Was
Lord,
that
who
week
knows?
16 last year? Hold on, I'm gonna look that up actually, because I thought it was still.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Carson
this
Wentz.
coming year. I don't know. I think it was Carson Wentz last year.
We can check. I'll verify.
Is this early in the season?
Carson
No,
Wentz
the
only
end
missed the
of the
last like 4. It was the week after. No, never mind.
It wasn't. We played them like week 11 because we played the Giants the last week of the season last year.
Yeah.
Gosh, there we go.
Which is different this year, and that's surprising to me. But I think it's because the Giants are going to be trash.
It rotates. Yeah.
Oh, actually, it might have been. What's his name? Nick Foles. Wait, hold on. I'm still verifying, but
Okay. All right.
was it week 17 or was it week? Oh, come on. Now it just took me to 2017. I'm sorry. Continue with your point, though.
So I have Philly, and I think it's going to be close. And I think Carson. Go ahead. Yep.
It was Carson Wentz.
Okay, there you go.
It was week 12.
It was week 14. Continue.
14, week 14. Okay. So Carson Wentz will get back to being a very good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. He's a very good quarterback. I'm still not sold on Dallas' secondary. Who's Dallas' number 1 corner? I always forget his name.
Byron Jones.
Byron.
I like Chidobe Obuze
Could
a
be
little bit
Joe.
better,
Yeah, it could be Chidobe Awuzie this year.
Cho to Wuze. Yeah.
Chidobe.
Cho Wuze. Yeah. Him.
I thought it was Awuzie.
I think he came on record, I think, saying it was Awuzie,
Uh-oh.
but everyone says Awuzie.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not a big Byron Jones guy.
I am.
I think with a healthy Carson Wentz, I think he has a chance if the offensive line can stop the pass rush from D-Law, who is probably a top 5 defensive end, probably top 7.
I think he's higher than top 5, but that's okay coming from you.
Yeah, of course you do. All right, we'll say this: top 7, an unbiased opinion, top 7. If the Eagles can stop the rush from him, I'm not worried about anyone else on the defensive line. Don't even get me started on Robert Quinn.
I won't.
Okay.
Go. Something to say? You?
Me?
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
agreeing.
Tyron Crawford is solid. Malik Collins is solid. We don't have to talk about Malik Collins. Tyron Crawford is solid.
Is Malik Collins suspended?
Well, will he be suspended when we play the Eagles in the week 16?
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the entire season.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm talking about the entire season here.
Yeah. Oh, Tyron Crawford.
We need to move on.
Yeah, we should move on. But
yeah,
so we've got.
I have.
Cowboys.
Yes, and the Eagles, but it will be close. I could see Dallas winning the division. I think the linebacker core has to be top 5 in the NFL.
Come on. I thought maybe I was going to get one out of you.
Van Der Esch is a little bit overrated. He's a little bit overrated.
Jalen Smith is.
Jalen Smith is underrated. I love
Jalen Smith.
I would take Jalen Smith over Van Der Esch.
Me too.
I would too.
Okay. So that's
I'm not. But that's no slight against Van Der Esch. It's only because Jalen Smith is so good.
Okay,
I'm not
Jalen
saying
Smith-
Van Der Esch
Jalen
is any
Smith
less of a
good.
player.
Jalen Smith is good. He's not so good.
He is so good, man. He's about to be so
Jalen
good.
Smith is great.
Yeah,
He's going to be
Jalen Smith's about
so
to be
good
so
this
good.
season.
Oh my God! All right. Anyway, move on.
Best
Move on.
linebacker
All right,
in
all
the
right.
NFL.
We've spent a lot of time. We spent a lot of time on the
I'm
NFC
talking about
East.
team. America's
Hey,
team.
We didn't say it. You said it.
Yeah.
NFC North.
Hey,
Freaking joke.
I might actually throw y'all in the loop on this one.
Oh no.
good. There is
I'm
no
sorry.
loop on this one.
I am not as so. I think that the Bears' defense is phenomenal, but I'm not as sold on their offense as maybe a lot of people are. And I think that you can make the case. The Jaguars last year had a bad season following a season where everyone thought that they were clearly the best team in their division.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sold against the Bears. I'm just saying that it happens all the time where a team has one great season and then the season after they fall apart. I'll pick the Bears in the wild card, but I'm actually going to pick the Packers. I'm sorry. Aaron Rodgers comes back. I think he has a great season. They improved their defense. They made some moves. I'm going with the Packers. I'm sorry. I'm actually
pissed
not
at
sorry.
you right now. That may have been the worst take I've ever heard, and that's a big slight against you because you rarely have bad takes on things. That was a bad one.
That was a bad one, Kennedy.
We'll see. We will see at the end of the season. I mean, hold on.
Packers outside of Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams are ass.
Who's going to stop Khalil Mack?
Who's going to stop Khalil Mack?
Yeah. Who?
It doesn't matter. Aaron Rodgers. It matters in those games, but you have 14 other games the rest of the season.
The Bears. You just said
Their
that.
defense is great, but
You just said the Ravens.
Their offense.
You just said.
It's okay.
Offense is not great.
Good.
Relax.
That's what I'm saying.
Relax.
Their offense is okay.
Right. Mitch Trubisky is average. Relax.
I never said they were great, but they're good. They're better than. They're gonna win the division. They
They're
don't have
decent.
Cody hit the pole parky anymore.
Stop. All right.
They got exposed in the playoffs when they couldn't score on anybody.
That's my second favorite team in the NFL, so that's a bad memory right there. But only because my entire family is from Chicago. I don't want to hear DMs. Oh, you're a bandwagoner. Really?
All I'm
I
saying,
stuck it out through 7 and 9 seasons 6 times in New Orleans.
the Eagles were the worst team in the NFC in the playoffs last season, and the Bears found a way to lose to them because their offense couldn't do anything.
We just talked about the Eagles putting pressure on the number 1 seed in the NFC.
No, I didn't say that. I said that they would be on.
No. Last year, the Eagles
Yes.
into the dome and
They shouldn't have made the playoffs. They found themselves in the playoffs with the backup quarterback again. They shouldn't have beat the Bears, and the Bears they were projected to lose pretty badly to the Chicago Bears because their offense shouldn't have matched up with the Bears, and the Bears found a way to lose because their offense wasn't that good.
And
that's why I think
special teams
too. So for me, I think that the Bears are a good team. I think that their defense is great. I just think that the rest of their team is a little overrated. I don't think that they're a lock.
I agree with that. I think Mitch, you have to take progression into Mitch Trubisky into, his growth.
I understand.
So, yes, Tariq Cohen is not if people think that Tariq Cohen could be the every down back in Chicago, then that, yes, in that sense they're overrated. But I think last year the Bears couldn't score because Trubisky was not trusted enough to be able to make throws. They had to run the ball over and over and over and over and over. And that's I think Nagy is going to continue to open. He's an offensive-minded coach. I think as long as Mitch Trubisky does not plateau or regress, which I don't see him doing unless he gets hurt, then I think they have to be considered better than they were last year.
Yep.
See, that's where I am a little bit different. Is I am taking progression. I'm just worried that Mitch Trubisky has plateaued. To me, he's similar to.
I don't have an issue with that because I don't think he'll ever be a top 15 quarterback. But with that defense, I don't think he needs to be. Just like Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson.
That is fair. I think that.
Go ahead.
So I just think that the Ravens have more offensive weapons, or they at least have a more consistent offense that I would say gives them a better chance in the AFC than the Bears have in the NFC.
I agree with that only because of the addition of Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
That may have been the first time that I wholeheartedly disagreed with Kennedy and wholeheartedly agreed with Hayden. I don't think it's
Green
fair
Bay
to
will be a threat. Green Bay will be a threat. I'm not saying Green Bay will not be a threat. They have Aaron Rodgers. Somehow he continues to at least be, a top 3 quarterback with, whatever his name was. But I will say this, Aaron Rodgers is a diva. If things are not run his way, he shuts down. We saw it happen last year with Mike McCarthy and whatever. Aaron Rodgers had his worst season in as long as I can remember.
I agree. That's fair.
People said offensive play calling. If you actually watched, Aaron Rodgers missed a lot of throws that, we would have normally considered him making. So I think it will be close, but I still think Chicago is put over the edge because of their defense. But the Green Bay Packers defense did get better. I agree with that, yes.
That's what I want to acknowledge.
Shall we move on to the most heated division we're going to talk about?
We haven't done our wild cards. Also, you said the Bears, right, Ian?
Give me a
I said the Bears. No, I mean, we haven't gone on to the most heated division we're going to talk about yet.
Oh,
the NFC South.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to wait for Hayden. He can come back and he'll talk about what he needs to talk about. But
should I say Tampa Bay and just see what he says?
Okay. Yeah, you should do that. I'm going with the Saints. I think that the Saints. I was actually really hopeful that the Saints would maybe drop off the map this season, but they made too many good offseason moves. I've mentioned multiple times I love the pickup of Eric McCoy in the offseason, and then you replace Mark Ingram with another quality running back. Defensively, they're a top defense, one of the better defenses in the league. Maybe not top 5, but certainly one of the better ones. And Marshawn Lattimore is one of the best corners in the league. And like I said, offensive line is solid. You still have Michael Thomas. I might pick them as my Super Bowl favorite this season. I think they got better, and they're my number 1 seed, and they're my division winner. Hayden, did you hear that?
I love that I could hear all of that.
I'm glad
I wish that you couldn't. I feel guilty picking the Saints, especially when you're around.
Go ahead.
You want me to go?
Go.
Carolina.
Who's runner-up?
The Saints are the runner-up.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
Redbirds are going to be sorry. They'll probably win more than – how many games did they win? 7? They'll probably win more than 7 games. I don't think the Saints are going to win 13 again. Drew Brees has got to fall off eventually. And I think you'll see a progression next year. I think it's going to hurt you to not have that dual threat in the backfield.
Latavius Murray.
Come on. Latavius Murray isn't Mark Ingram.
You're right.
So, I think you're going to see – I think Kamara's not going to be as good as he has been or as good as he was last year because he doesn't have the help of Mark Ingram. Marshawn Lattimore, in my opinion, is probably the best quarterback or the best cornerback in the NFL.
Thank you. Okay, thank God.
Yeah.
What did Madden have him ranked?
He was like 87 or something like that.
Fucking joke.
It was bad.
Yeah, but, I just wanted to bring that up because Hayden used Mike Evans' Madden rating as reason before this podcast.
Something else? You want to know something else? You want to know who the top 2 teams in Madden were?
I do, yeah. I didn't look at it.
Wasn't it the Eagles and the Chiefs, maybe?
The Dallas
No.
Cowboys
Yeah,
and
that's right.
the Philadelphia Eagles. The Dallas Cowboys were the top-rated team in Madden.
Man, I might buy Madden now.
I'm
That-
buying it.
that is
I'm
a-
pre-ordering it.
I'm done. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and pre-order Matt. I'm gonna go right now when we finish this, and I'm gonna go pre-order it because I heard if you pre-order it, you get the Cowboys Dream Team. So
Which
I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
the Cowboys
Huh?
have a dream team?
Aikman.
Oh, you get that? That's actually kind of cool with the.
Aikman who?
Aikman.
Aikman who? Who's Aikman?
I'm pissed. I'm pissed at you. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pre-order that now because I did not know they were the top-rated team. I don't disagree with it.
That's a joke. That's a joke.
I fucking love
Yeah.
that. That made my day.
Are you done? To be fair, let me say that I'm gonna acknowledge you on this because
Thanks, buddy.
I was expecting you to dish on the Saints.
Oh.
I
It's
was
nothing against. No, I'm not saying the Saints. I'm not going to come at the Saints. They're not going to be as good as they were. They're still going to be good. They're going to make the wild card. But I think Carolina is a better team than 7-9. So I'm going to say Saints win 10, Carolina wins 11.
You know, let me pitch in here real quick. Saints,
Atlanta wins 6.
Falcons, then the Panthers. Panthers are good. I really like Christian McCaffrey. Other than that, I really don't see what they have on that offense. Defensively, solid team. But I think that the Falcons, actually, for the amount of injuries that they had last season, 7-9 is actually pretty good. I think that the Falcons. They also Calvin Ridley is going to his second season.
Redbirds are trash.
They're gonna be the
trash.
second place team in that division, like they were last year with all the injuries. They're gonna be second place.
6 games.
So, as everyone can probably guess, I have the Saints winning. I also have them as the number 1 seed in the NFC. I also have them as Super Bowl favorites. But I actually agree with Ian in putting the Carolina Panthers as the runner-up. I also feel biased because I refuse to acknowledge Redbirds from Atlanta. I won't do it. Never, ever will you ever catch me saying their name unless they do something stupid. Then I will laugh at them, like blowing a 28-3-point lead in the Super Bowl. Yeah, I think Carolina, with a healthy Cam Newton, they were 7-1 last year, and then he hurt his shoulder and they fell off.
Mm-hmm.
McCaffrey.
Did they lose the last 8 games of their season?
Yeah. It was.
They looked like they were going to be elite last year.
Yeah, they were 7-1. They were 7-1, and I was actually afraid of Carolina. Cam always gives us trouble. Even if he doesn't throw great, he makes really good throws every once in a while, and he's able to break out of sacks better than probably anyone in the NFL because he's so strong. So yeah, Carolina's defense is always going to be solid. They are getting older. That's my only issue with Carolina's defense, but I think their offense will make up for that little bit of slack. I will say this: losing Devin Funchess hurts Cam Newton.
Mm-hmm.
Not really sold on DJ Moore as being a number 1 guy. I think he could be a number 1 option on a bad team, but on a good team like Carolina, I think he's number 2. So
DJ Moore, I think, has the potential to be the number 1 receiver on a good team.
Is he a rookie or is it his second season?
He was a rookie.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I could be wrong. I didn't see a whole lot from him. But also he was being covered, like Ian said, by Marshawn most of the time last year whenever they played the Saints. So, no one really looks good against Marshawn. I'm going to go ahead and float that boat a little bit. I agree. with Ian. I think he's the best corner in the NFL. In terms of being a pure coverage corner, I don't think there's anyone better.
Where did he go?
He went to Ohio State. The same school as Ezekiel Elliott.
I wish maybe sometimes, you know how like I throw you a bone right there. I wish while you throw. I don't remember what the hell I was gonna say.
That's okay.
All right.
Okay,
So yeah.
Interesting. So we have the Saints. You have the Panthers. I don't really have the. My biggest worry about the Panthers as well is lack of offensive weapons outside of Christian McCaffrey and age on the defense. Because Luke Kuechly has he's great, but he also has started to kind of show not quite the Sean Lee syndrome, but he's getting those injuries a little bit more as he ages, and so I'm a little worried about that. But
yeah,
that's my only issue with the Panthers.
One more thing before we move on.
Their corners suck, by the way. Anyway.
On DJ Moore, last year during the draft, I really wanted the Cowboys to take a receiver because we needed one bad, and DJ Moore and Calvin Ridley were both still on that board, and we took a linebacker I'd never heard of out of Boise State. And I was a little frustrated, man. I'm like, these guys are still on the board, and I hate hopping on that, like the big offensive names, and you passed on them for somebody that the coaching staff believes in. So usually I'm not like that, but last year I figured we really needed one. It ended up working out okay.
Yeah,
really well. Well, we have one more division, right?
Yeah.
NFC West. NFC West, yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think that the Rams are easily the favorite in that division, but I could see Ian wouldn't surprise me. I know that you're not a big Jared Goff guy. Do you have anybody over the Rams?
No, I don't even think that division's going to be close.
Wow. Ooh, I'm going to surprise y'all.
I don't think Seattle's going to be good. San Francisco's going to suck. Arizona's going to suck. So.
San Francisco's going to be bad. They might actually lose every game. Nah, they might get one. They'll get one.
The 49ers.
They've got Garoppolo.
No, I'm just kidding. They got Garoppolo. I'm sorry. I was thinking of post-Garoppolo form. They were really bad. Garoppolo is going to be fine. The Cardinals are trash. Cardinals are
garbage. They are.
Sorry, Jared. The Cardinals suck. They're terrible.
Yeah, and
Kyler Murray could be a decent future quarterback, but
hey, they don't have David Johnson in their top 10 list.
No, I don't.
All right, cool. I'm gonna check.
David Johnson's for the fantasy team. My other fantasy. No, that was our league.
You had David Johnson too, yeah.
That was bad.
Hey, let me just go ahead and say on here, these people over here criticize me about my decisions, but yet I'm looking to win our fantasy league for the 4th year in a row.
I thought we decided
3rd year in a row.
No.
You've not won 3 years in a row.
Yes, I have. Beat on 1 4 years ago, and since then I've won every year.
I don't know how the hell you got so lucky. I really don't.
Yeah, Andrew was clearly the best team last year. Let's just clear that up. But
I agree. But who won who won?
Who is going to win the NFC West? I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll just move on. The Rams. We've taken a long time. Let's get on.
The San Francisco 49ers.
Oh my God.
Jimmy Garoppolo is coming. You want to know who was the offensive coordinator for Matt Ryan's MVP season?
I don't know.
Kyle Shanahan. Who's the head coach for the San Francisco 49ers?
Kyle Shanahan.
Okay, how about this?
Okay.
Who was the...
Hey, how about this? Do we want to place a $20 bet on the division right now?
With both of us?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm good with that.
And if I win, I get 20 from each of you.
What if neither of the teams win?
Then nothing.
Okay. Yeah, the Rams are going to win. I'll put $20.
You want to put $100 on it right now?
No, I don't have
$100
money like
on
that
it right now.
All right, let's do 20. Let's do 20.
Y'all can do 100. I'm doing 20.
Hold on.
$20.
Hold, please.
$20 on the San Francisco 49ers.
No, I didn't. I'm doing a podcast. Let me call you back.
Winning
deal.
the
Do you
division.
need me right now? No. Okay, I'll look. Okay.
San
Ah,
Francisco. That's
Yes.
something.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the Rams, guys, we're making a bet. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
49ers. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I will say
Hey.
this: the Rams are the wild card in the NFC, out with the Carolina Panthers.
Come 150% off topic. How's my dad looking in the Ray-Bans? My mom's asking me.
in the glasses are.
The shades.
Oh yeah, no, those are solid.
Do we tell them to do it?
Yeah, go do it.
Oh,
Um,
all right.
Okay,
This
so
is
my
fun.
wild cards, I'm gonna say the Bears and the Eagles.
Oh, I am going to say the Cowboys and the Rams.
I'm going to say
Yes, I picked the Cowboys to actually make the playoffs.
the Saints and the Eagles.
It's blasphemy.
Okay.
God.
Well, okay, real quick before we move on, Ian, which one was the more ridiculous take? The 49ers winning their division or the Packers winning theirs?
Oh, the 49ers win their division
Okay.
without a doubt.
I just wanna-
You're right.
Just want to give you the crown on
right.
that one, Hayden.
You're right.
All right. Real quick. Sorry, go on.
I had to make a bold pick.
Okay. Once again, we're going to transition, but real quick, follow us on Twitter at Lunch Sports. But now we're transitioning into top 10 running backs.